Yo, what up, Bull Sharks? It's your boy, the Crack Pack Daddy, coming to you once again live from Asbury Park, New Jersey, Boss Country. An idiot goes to his biggest card show weekend ever. 3 days, 2 shows right here in New Jersey. I have been preparing like this like crazy. The prep started all the way at the beginning of the summer when I decided I was going to take a long break from shows, rebuild my inventory, go to the beach because I'm a beach bum, which was the real reason, and then just get back after it in the fall. For whatever reason, nothing really lined up. Had weddings and work stuff for September and October. Just couldn't find the right weekend, so I decided to go all in on a 3-day sprint, 2 shows. I will be this weekend, and let me get the information here. I got my idiot sheet. At the Central Jersey Classic on the 7th and 8th in Manalapan, New Jersey. This is a humongous show. And the Bergen County Card Show all day on the 9th. Friday and Saturday at the Central Jersey Classic in Manalapan. Sunday at the Bergen County Card Show. So if you're in the tri-state area, swing on by. It'd be really cool to meet some people who watch the channel. I couldn't be more excited for this. I love doing card shows. I'm going to talk a lot about what I like about card shows, but I'm going to do a little admin first. Weekly giveaway is up. You can get a Hachimura and a Drew Holiday. The Hachimura is to $2.49. Just sub, like, and comment. We are going to do one rock and roll pack to see if we have any Grateful Dead inserts, because you know we got to check. I'm almost out of this box too, and I do have a rock and roll box set up this with the Rolling Stone hits, some of the Jimi Hendrix stuff we pulled, Motley Crue, Nikki Sixx, Ricky Humboldt, Skid Row, Sebastian Bach, Megadeth, Rob, Rachel Bowen, Jane Lane, Testament, Winger, Cinderella, Junkyard, and a Bon Jovi band member to round it out. No Grateful Dead inserts again. We got absolutely pulverized in this box. I'm going to have to get another. I also have a mail day from Surprise Cards, Michael and Erica. I won their 300 subscriber giveaway. Their information is linked down below. They are amazing. And we do have another pack here to rip because it was part of the prize. But they sent me some extra stuff too. They had some shipping issues because they're in Canada. But look at how cool this package is. We got Nemhard to 99, I believe. We've got Mathern, who's kind of becoming my new PC now that Turner's gone, to 99. Couple top-ins, which I absolutely love. This was my favorite card in the haul. It was a New Jersey. I got to find a way to get in that photo someday. And if you see my dog moving around in the back, I'm sorry about that. He's checking out the scene. And then they sent me a Lotad, a Lumbri, and a Ludicolo. I hope I said that right. But this Pokemon becomes more active and festive when he hears music. So it's a perfect fit for me. Erica rips Pokemon, Michael rips basketball. They both rip comic books. They are awesome. Go check out their page. They'll be linked in my description below. But let's also rip this Rev pack they gave me because they promised a Kaboom, and that'd be actually great to bring to the card show. And if there's no Kaboom, they lied to me. They lied to me. Liars! All Canadians are liars. But we did get a Halliburton, and that makes me happy. A nice Halliburton for the PC, baby, a Giddy, and a Murray. Thank you guys again for the package. Big Murph thanks you as well. But let's take a look at what I'm bringing to these card shows. Now, these are going to vary. I have boxes after boxes after boxes to fill out my table. $1, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20 boxes. Basketball, wrestling, music, comic books, all organized. I'm going to be posting pictures on my Instagram. All the information of where I'll be this weekend is on my Instagram. Let me start with some of the smaller stuff that'll kind of be in my value boxes, as well as rounding out the case as things get sold. But these are the smaller hits. Anything over $20, essentially, I put in a one-touch just to represent that it's a little bit better. It's an elevated hit. I think it's just presentation. So we have a Kaishan George. We have a Fox. We have a Giannis that we just hit recently. We have a Cason Wallace auto that was $2.99. Mr. LeBron James to $125 and a LeBron James to $149. This is why I'm releasing this on Wednesday and not Thursday or Friday, the days of the show too. If you see a comp that you think I'm way off on, I have some post notes here explaining certain comps and my logic behind it. These aren't perfect. I tried to go spot on, but it's my cards, and once in a while they might be $10 or $15 or $20 higher. Some have no direct comp, or maybe you just love the cards so more so you have a higher ticket on it. But what you don't want in your box is something so far off that it turns people away. So if you see something that doesn't look right, or you want to make a suggestion about a comp that I should change, I am all ears. This is an idiot's guide to doing a card show. Feedback is everything. I would really appreciate it. However, when dealing with Card Comp's online community, things can get pretty testy pretty fast if anyone's ever been in a Facebook group about cards. So please remember that this is in the spirit of learning. Please make it a teachable moment. Not these comps are not here to offend you. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope that comes off correctly. Some of the more lower hits, we got Anthony Edwards to 49, I believe. Yep. We have a De Silva roll call. Like, that's one that's probably like even though it's numbered to 75, his market is really low. Same with Saloon right behind him. So this is a perfect example. This is what I'm willing to let these guys go for now. I mean, like, some of these comps might be like $12 on these cards, and I'd rather just keep them. But if someone, if I have them all from the back, not in a case, and someone asks for these guys, or they see them and they're comfortable with the cost, they can have them at this price for now. Obviously, I'm a little bit negotiating on those ones, but it's hard with those guys that underachieved last year and their markets are so down and you just don't know yet. This is a bang-on comp on an Oscar Thompson to 99. Carlos Boozer, I'm not even sure I recomp that one. I just think it's a fun one to 49. Some of the new stuff we have for your new Brooklyn Nets, we have Igor. This was a giveaway that nobody claimed. Just remember, you got to check back in to see if you win your giveaways. Anthony Davis camo patch and an Anthony Edwards Supernova to 75 out of Obsidian. I really love that card. A couple more Ants coming our way. Ant Tribute to 49, Crunch Time SGA to 55. We have a Thunder Dan to 25 for 50 big ones. This is a shocking bang-on comp. This was sold at this exact price on eBay this week. Jace Richards with that magic border. These short print borders are selling well. There's not a lot of them, and they're selling well. And then Bub Carrington, this one was $15 over, as you see, of the last comp, but I thought it's a pretty nice card, and selling it for $30 seems a little rash right now, as those young wizards are unwritten at this point. So I'm willing to let it go for a little bit higher than comp, and if nobody wants it at that price, it's totally fine. Last couple on this pile, and then we'll move on to the next one. We've got Castle Fabrics of the Game to 50. I think that's numbered out of 125. We got our first and only Genesis we've ever hit on Alex Caruso to 50. And a Net Marvels SGA to 55, numbered out of 99. When you're doing your comps and you're looking at which parallels really sell, my house's Net Marvels. Clearly the ones to go after. People love them. I love them. A lot of those will be in like one of my more high-end boxes, not necessarily in the case, but as things sell, they'll replace things out. Got another similar stack right here, and should start ramping up a little bit for y'all. We've got Trae Young auto, who's Trae Fun. I couldn't believe this was only a $50 card. I thought Trae Young autos would be a little bit more. Here's one when you're comping and you're an amateur like me. You go to sold on eBay and you think you'll see the same thing over and over. On 925, this Stefan Castle White Hot Rookies to 149 sold for 99 cents. 1 day later, it sold for $45. 1 week later, $18.22. 3 days after that, $60, and then $6.25 on the 20th. I would suggest never doing an auction. I guess like some of these auctions can really bite you in the butt, but it's a really cool card, and I think reading between the lines, I think 50 is an okay price for the Rookie of the Year insert. We have a Reed Shepherd that is the camo, totally certified for 50 big ones out of 25. My last big silver Clark I have left. This one's Monopoly though, so it's a little bit less, 55. And then back-to-back Buzelis's. Now, I've hit just about every single major rookie from last year's class in a silver, a cracked ice, a red, white, and blue. All of them are in the $10, $15, $20 box, even Castle. Even McCain, even Ricochet, even Sarr. Buzelis is selling for 60. He's the clear winner of who the market is betting on. I happen to hit 2 of those ones. Neither of them were perfect enough to send a PSA. I got to be careful. I'm scraping up some of these cases, I think. Or maybe the sticker's still on. But having them for $60, I think those will be quick sales to somebody this weekend for sure. Moving right along, we got Paul Pierce auto for 60. We have this really weird Evan Mobley case hit out of Elite. I hit in a boombox. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it is a lenticular, so it changes uniforms. It's not doing it well. Did it stop lenticulating? There we go. Oh, it's going to go up and down. There we go. So he changes his jersey from fire to no fire. Hope the lighting on that makes sense. $70 there. We got a Baby Joker to 25 on a nasty patch auto. We have LeBron James Spellbound. Couldn't believe how much these go for. All these are bang on last comps, I think. $60 there, 60 on the rookie LaMelo, and 75 on the Luka. That was all from our special rip with Bob, the card collector, for 2,000 subscribers. We have a monster hit from that rip coming up too. My second biggest card I'm offering was from that rip. A lot of people have been asking me in the comments, because they know I'm associated with Bob and his Discord, where's Bob been? Bob has been on a hiatus, and just a little update on that for all the Bob the card collector people. He is currently in the middle of John Wicking someone. Yeah, the Mafia killed his dog, and as soon as he gets revenge, he'll be back to ripping. That's what he told me, at least. But he'll be back soon, and Bob, we can't wait for you to come back soon. Still glowing from that rip we did it together. Got a couple more Ant rookies here. Back-to-back blue velocities. We hit those in back-to-back boxes. I'm pretty happy about my Ant luck recently. We've got Con Knuppel, new rookie stud for 75 on the auto. We have a Colin Murray Boyle going for $85 on the gold to 50. And a Sengun auto net marvels at a 99 for $85. Shocking. The Sengun rookie market is up. His autos and second year cards, not super big. I actually thought that was going to be a much bigger card. It was not. Banchero numbered out of 100 on an auto for 100. We have a Dennis Rodman out of 15. I'm charging 100. On 1029, a PSA 9 did 125. A raw 225, so worse, did 50. I actually think that's a pretty fair comp based on that information. Dennis Rodman Legends to 15. Shocked how big the Dennis Rodman market is. We have another Kaishan George. This time it's a red. If you're a Kaishan George collector, boy oh boy, you're going to have a big day at my stand. That one's to 99. We just keep hitting big Kaishan George. We've got a Jason Tatum net marvels. We've got a Castle rookie auto to 125. A Jakob Poeltl 1 of 1. This Jakob Poeltl 1 of 1 could be yours. For the Jakob Poeltl collector in your life, it's a perfect holiday gift for a Jakob Poeltl collector. The holidays are just around the corner. Get your Jakob Poeltl today. We've got another Kaishan George. I have this one for $200. We have an Optic Gold, went for $400. This is a Donruss Box Gold to 10, so it doesn't have that famous gold border. It has gold lettering instead, but it is at a 10, so if Optic went for $400, I figured this one goes for about $2. Let me know if you think that's cuckoo bananas. Remember not to use the cap locks, because this is a positive, fun experience. And then we have a Dwayne Wade auto for midnight for 200 big ones, numbered out of 12. Honestly, there's so many better Dwayne Wade, even non-licensed autos that go for better. This one has a crappy market. Last one sold for, I think, around $200 too, because that photo is so terrible. Why did they pick that photo? They could have used any photo. Any photo. Even if it doesn't have the logo, why that one? Let me get these off to the side, and then we're going to head to Gold Row, baby. There's a lot of golds. There's some cheaper golds in my $20 box, my $10 box. But some of the bigger golds, and we hit a lot of gold on this channel. That's the retail ripper's dream, is to hit a gold, because that's usually the ceiling. Jalen Williams. Darius Garland was my first gold ever. My second gold ever was also at Darius Garland. I've already sold that one for $100, also out of Select. But this one, it looks like his market's down a little bit with the injury. We have Kyrie for 50. I love that card so much. Sometimes I hope certain cards don't sell. We have, so I can keep him, Blake Griffin Gold when he was on the Nets, hometown hero. This is a higher comp, but I'm comfortable with it right now because Ron Holland is still an unknown. I am scratching the hell out of these cases today. I got to get covers for these. Numbered out of 10, of course. There's an old sticker on there. That's not from him. I did a lot of comping this week. I think it's a sick card. It's just Red Hot Rookies isn't necessarily the best insert. But any other insert, if that was a Net Marvels or My House, $400. So just shows to go when you're getting a gold on an insert. Baylor, this is the true gold on the actual card, but Baylor's market's a little iffy, but that is a direct comp. Here's a tough one. Not even sure I want to put it in the case because it's such a pretty card, but Saloon, is he going to be good? I just don't know. You don't want to hold something like this and then sell it for $10 in a couple months, but you also don't want to sell it and not get any, and he takes off, especially with some injuries there this year with Brandon Miller and LaMelo now with an ankle. He's getting some serious playing time. However, his market isn't exploding, and the new rookies they drafted this year seem to kind of be edging him out. So I am going to see if I get 50 for this. When I first hit this card, I thought it was going to be a couple $100. Little disappointed in his market, but I just cannot not hit big cards of his, so it is what it is. And a jersey number, Jaylen Brown. This was a hard one to comp on Totally Certified, but it's a gorgeous card. 7 out of 10. I'm going for 200 on this one. Let me know what you think down below. Let's step away from basketball for a minute and look at wrestling, comics, music, and other. There is some other in here. Starting with the wrestling. Andre the Giant to 25 for 125. That is the exact comp on the last sale of this card, which was only a couple days ago, I believe. We have a Bret Hart on-card auto out of 50. We have Dragon Lee Mojo out of 8. A Booker T ringside. I love this card. This is the wrong comp. Like, there's only 8 of these, and someone sold one a while back for like $25 for whatever reason. Not going to give it up for that price. I just don't care. It's too sick. I love Booker T. We got L.A. Knight on the ringside. Yeah. We got the case hit headshot of the Nation of Domination with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And then moving on to some of the weird keepsake stuff we have a Bruce Lee laser patch from one of his workout gloves. And a Rambo, that's to 50, the Bruce Lee, a Rambo 1 of 1. One of our 4 1 of 1s that we hit in 4 straight weeks was a Rambo 1 of 1 out of keepsake that they sent me because they had used false marketing on the Jimi Hendrix box. Go back and check that rip out if you want to watch just an absolute crazy story. It was delayed. They were marketing like you were getting a National Treasures box with like 6 big Jimi Hendrix cards in there. I really wanted to open a case and do like the pro thing for $150. I thought it was a pretty good deal. It was a lie. It was $150 for one card, and how Keepsake made up for it was they said you could either have your money back or also get a Rambo and a Bruce Lee pack. And I said, of course I'm going to take the Rambo and Bruce Lee pack because I'm stupid. But I hit a 101. Then the Jimi Hendrix card itself was actually a very good one. It was the Fireworks to 5, and that's actually a gorgeous card. This will be my only music card in case. Everything else is really small, $1 to $10 hits max. I had a Rolling Stones 101 Keith Richard. I sold it on eBay. My only eBay sale to date. And we will get to that very shortly about eBay and some of these cards and why I prefer shows. Moving over to some of the bigger comic book hits, we have a Samurai Venom's Rookie Future Stars out of 50 for 75. The prettiest Spider-Man card you've ever seen out of Masterpiece 92 for 60. We've got a Colossus $30 this one's numbered at a 692. Not exactly elite, but I think that is bang on comp. We have the Apocalypse Purple Cracked Ice Adam Warlock error card. So it's got an Adam Warlock back and an Apocalypse front. The card is nasty, and it's got the weirdism of having an error card to it. It's a very traded card and very popular. Spider-Man to 75 on that gorgeous Golden Age. That was my favorite comic book rip. I should rip that again, but just didn't get a ton of views. But I really like those cards. We have a Thor out of Aura to 10 on the gold. You love to see it for 130. That is 2 of 10, so jersey number. And a Blade die cut to 425. And here is the long, sad story of this Blade card. I sold this in my first ever eBay auction for $425. Green as grass, no idea what I was doing. Didn't know you could set it up where they pay automatically once they win. So I had to request payment. Payment never came. 3 weeks later, I take it off. The Topps Chrome market had cooled a little. I relist it and sell it again. Someone sends me an offer. I relist it for $425. People started sending me lowball offers. One guy got really aggressive. I didn't appreciate it at all. Offered me. Eventually, we agreed on $350, and then when he sent the offer through DMs, it was $340. And I just said, why are you not doing what we just agreed on? So I said no. Another guy, me and him went back and forth for like 20 minutes. I sent a ton of extra photos of the card to him. Agreed on a $375 offer, so I sent the offer out, and then he never bought it. Maybe I'm just bad at eBay. Maybe I'm green as grass. Maybe I have to keep at it and get better and just do my due diligence. But I like this card. I understand the market has cooled a little bit on the die cuts for these guys, but it's a Blade to 10 with the Wolverine die cut. If I end up selling it for like $350 at the show, I'm totally comfortable with that. But that's kind of my low on this card because even today, I think I got a DM I didn't check on. It's still up on eBay asking for more information. I get new people clicking interested in it. and people message me all the time about it. So I do think the market's hotter than people realize. It's my card. I can set the price. I just don't want to give it away for $200 for whatever reason. I think it's a better card than that. And it's also sick, and if I end up keeping it for a while, I just like it. So that's my long, sad story with the Blade card. Let me know if my comp is somehow offensive on that one, but I don't mind the comp on it, and let me know if you think my logic is sound. Let me move over here and head over to some of the slabs. Let's start here. What I learned while doing my comping is that the Scotty Barnes market is almost non-existent, but for fantasy basketball nerds like me, we didn't know that when we sent a lot of Scotty Barnes cards off in my first two PSA submissions. I thought Scotty's the shit, and I thought Toronto would rally behind him. But Scotty Barnes, Purple My House for 50, that might be a little high, but I'm comfortable with it. We got a Caitlin Clark green draft picks, PSA 10 to 125. Let me make sure everything is nice and focused for you. Get a little more light on that. There we go. We have Sir Thompson to 60 on the green Prism 10. We've got a SAR rookie Court Kings to 55. We've got a Scotty B. Like I said, his market is lava hot on the blue Velocity for 50. We got a Steph Curry red, white, and blue. I've sold a ton of these, different parallels. Doesn't really matter which one it is. They all go, depending on which year it is, for between 60 and $80. This one last sold this week, $75. So that's what I'm starting it at. And then we had an Sir Thompson. I was pleased to see this one, even though it's a weirder Phoenix International to 75. Had a comp, and it was right around 125. So pretty nice little hit there. I'm pretty happy with it. We've got an Anthony Edwards Blue Velocity that 10 for 220. We've got a Stefan Castle Court Kings for 60. We got Ben Shepard. I have this card non-slabbed up. Someone traded it to me at a show. I'm happy to I don't collect Pacers in slabs necessarily, so don't mind if someone wants this one for 40. Bilal Coulibaly, you can let me know if this one's a little high. His market has dipped because he's injured for 40. Anthony Black for 45. And then we have Romulus and Remus, Oster and Amen for 50 and 60 respectively on the blue cracked ice premier levels out of select. I love these cards. And their market he's getting so darn good, and he's been that good. So pretty darn hot, and people always ask me for their stuff at shows. At least they were before the summer. Getting into some of the Sengun stuff that I have left. I sold a lot of it last year. This is not PSA. This is CSG. This was the PSA comp. I don't know if I'll have to adjust it, but I think pretty nice card on the factory box. Walker Kessler. Weird card choice when I was sending my first PSA order, but it was my first Spectra hit I ever got in a break, and I thought it was so cool. I sent it in. No one's ever wanted it. But he's playing a lot better this year, so maybe this is the year again. Fantasy basketball nerds, where you at? He gets a lot of blocks. Desmond Bane, I bought some Desmond Bane stuff during the offseason when he made the move to the Magic. I thought that put a great spotlight on him. I'm happy to see his markets up a little bit when I was doing these comps. 55 and 60 on these ones. We have Sengun, Jalen Green, and the full Rockets team on Mosaic rookie cards to 125. We got a Banchero Optic rookie. These ones are really hard with the centering being so weird that year to get a PSA 10 for 60. And a Dalton Connect choice for 75. This comp might be a little bit high, but it's what I'm willing to let the card go for right now. Obviously, if someone comes at me and says 60, I'd probably take it, or buys it at a lot, which happens a lot. Which happens a lot for me is, I think we've gotten very used to watching the top of the top do blogs from shows. And if I had the equipment and the editing, I would do an amateur guide to it. But when a whale comes around, it happens almost every show, they just start pulling about 40, 50 cards out of my lot. I have to just kind of white knuckle it. I have to fake it till I make it and not get run over. But also, that's not a deal I can really let go away, because if that guy walks away, I got to sell these cards $50 at a time. Where if he buys 40 of them at once, I can get $1,500. My whole day is made. This is one of those ones where if he's buying in a big lot, he could probably get it off me for 50. But if it's an individual, and I think people, especially being a Laker, auto on that gorgeous choice and a PSA 10, I don't think that price is crazy at all. Never been time to be a Tyrese Maxey collector. Never been a better time to be a Tyrese Maxey collector, and I intend to sell a lot of his stuff this weekend because I have a ton of his stuff in my boxes. Him and Brunson, anywhere from $5 to $20. His hits sell in the New Jersey area right now. $90 on the PSA 10. We got the Cade right behind it on the Blue Velo for $100. We've got a lime green Evan Mobley. I picked this up a long time ago for $40 in a PSA 10. That was before last year even started. I think that was a great buy. Now he's the Defensive Player of the Year. Could not even find remotely a comp on this one, so I just kind of took a guess. Scotty Barnes again, rookie out of 49. Couldn't find a comp on that, but I like Scotty, so I'm going for 200. Let me know what you think. And then lastly, this exact card sold this week for this price, so I'm listing it for the same. Brandon Miller, Net Marvels, case hit, 250 big ones. I wish Brandon Miller was playing right now, and we're going to get to that in a second. I'll just get to it right now. I bought during the offseason an investment. I bought some of the guys whose stock was down. That's what the big guys do. They buy stock down. Now, I don't have a bankroll of $10,000 to go drop on whoever is down, but these guys from Wemby's year draft class were all down. It's hard to pull these guys because of the Wemby tax, so their cards are going to get harder and harder to get. At least that was my logic. So I started to buy some. Jaime Jaquez just had a big game, and I'm happy for that, but his market hasn't jumped yet, so I haven't listed a price on these, and I'll probably just have these off to the side, not actually trying to sell them. Scoot got injured before the season started, which wasn't great. I was investing a little bit into Scoot, just picking up 10s. I think this one's actually numbered to 249. And then I went big into Brandon Miller because I love him. His game was incredible. I had him on my fantasy team last year, so I knew how good he was till he got injured. I had drafted him for a bunch of money in my auction league this year, and he's injured again, which is killing me. But here's the Brandon Miller stuff I'm not listing at the moment just because I'm just not comfortable with the current comps. This one is a red prism out of Hoops for $275. This one was the same thing as that Scoot to $249. Green Lodestars, I happen to know that like the green Lodestars and the neon icons sell really well from this year. I've slabbed them before. Brandon Miller again. Well, yeah, they're all Brandon Millers. And the Cracked Ice, which I actually hit this card in my first ever return rip well before I was recording it. I hit the Wemby pink Cracked Ice in my first recording. So I kept the Wemby, but I'm willing to part with the Brandon Miller when the time is right. Hard to price those guys out right now. I don't want to take them as a loss. For some of those, the last comp was like the low ball comp I actually bought like in the middle of the summer. We've looked at some good. We've looked at a little bad. Let's look at the ugly. Here is the value slabs. That'll be like in my value slab box. After my last PSA submission, if you did see that, I went 75% gem mint rate. Gem mint. 15 10s, 4 9s, and an 8. When that happened, legitimately about 5 or 6 people reached out asking if I would grade prep their cards for them and send them into PSA. And I said, absolutely not. You should go back and see the first return I ever did. And these are still all the cards from that 90 card return that nobody wants. I'm not willing to sell them for $5 like their comps are worth, but I am willing to go as low as 15, which is what it cost me to slab them. Jalen Green fast break to 8. We've got Cam Whitmore. Remember when we were all selling ourselves on Cam Whitmore? For 35. This Pulsar Brandon Miller 9. I'm happy to let the 9s go. Some more Cam Whitmore 9. We've got a Scoot 9. We've got a Toumani Camara die cut. Who sends in a Toumani Camara die cut? This guy to 49. Still a sick card you get for $30. Fantasy Basketball Nerds, where you at? Anthony Edwards 8. Didn't go my way on that one. Grady Dick to, 149 on the silver laser. I bought that in a card shop when I was green as grass again. I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, they don't even realize that's a numbered rookie card for $5. Are they insane? I bought it right away, not knowing what I know now about cards and value and all that stuff. Cameron Thomas, I remember thinking I had to get some net stuff graded for my first card show because I live in New Jersey. No one's ever come up and asked me for net stuff before. Bilal Koulibaly on the silver emergent. I'm sorry if my camera is just being a bad boy today. We've got Cason Wallace. Remember we were selling ourselves on the dream that was Cason Wallace? I still like him a lot as a player. Cracked Ice Scoot, we got an 8 on that one, didn't go our way. Brandon Miller rated rookie silver for 25. All these comps, by the way, are high in this stack. But I don't want to give away a $5 slab. I'm just not there in my life yet where I am so slab rich that I can be like, yeah, I'd rather take the $5 than carry this home with me. If you keep these cards forever, what's the worst that happens? They're just in your collection. And I did like the cards enough to grade them. I think they're nice cards. Jaime Jaquez for $15 on a laser. Brandon Miller 9 on a laser again. And this is Giannis green dominance. My first card selection, like my choice in PSA card, was all around color match. I sent in dominances. I sent in so many green Jaylen Browns and Tatums and stuff like that. They just won the championship at the time. So there's a lot of ugly in here, and I'll finish off that stack. There's a couple more in here. Paulo, Instant Impact. I was so into Paulo when I got into collecting again. I still am. I love Paulo. Paulo, My House for $25. I've had these cards for over a year now, some of them too. Jaquez. This is a good one. The PSA 9 went for $3.93. I'm not going to sell it for $3.93. I spent $15 for some guy to tell me it sucks and put plastic around it. I need at least 15 back. Keegan Murray, don't know why I bought this at a show. Didn't realize that, again, fantasy basketball nerds love Keegan Murray. Nobody else does. The PSA 10 on this one went for $25. That's what I'm asking for on the 9. Probably not going to get it, but it's a sick Jalen Green color match, turbocharged. There's that color match again. Boy, oh boy, did I love color match. A Kawhi Leonard courtside sparkle PSA 9. I actually still think this card is sick. That's the 75. Jarris Walker. I don't collect Monopoly, but that one is numbered, and Jarris is balling right now to 124, so that's why I'm letting some of the Pacers stuff go. I don't mind if I let this Jarris go. And an AirPods, the last comp on this was like $7. But I like AirPod. He starts for the Warriors, and I'm going to keep it at 25 for now. I'd let it go for 20 or 15 if someone came up to me and wanted it, but I just can't have that as like my ass sticker price. Last regular row, these are like some of the more valuable 9s. The grays that didn't go my way, that's still okay. And then we'll get to Rockefeller row and let you guys get on with your week. If you did stick through this now almost 30-minute video, more power to you. Thank you very much. It means you like watching this amateur approach and bumbling and fumbling my way through everything on our way to 3,000 subscribers and making a little name for ourselves in this hobby. It's you gotta get up and get punched in the face or you won't learn, and it definitely happens every card show. I learn something new, but I'm getting more and more proud of my presentation and everything I'm doing. I'll have pictures of my booth, the cards, how my organized boxes, all on my Instagram. So if you guys want to follow along, I'll be updating my story on Instagram, the Crack Pack Daddy on Instagram. Sub if you haven't already. 3,000 subscribers is just around the corner, and we'll have another massive giveaway like we did for 25. But let's take a look here. Caitlin Clark variant. This is comps higher than last top comp, but I'm fine holding on to a Caitlin Clark for a while. I like the card. Cason Wallace, red velocity for $35. That is numbered to $2.99. Sengun on 821, this exact card sold for $50. I'm putting it for $60, but I'd let it go. It is numbered, and it is a PSA 9 to $199. A little more Sengun action there for 30 big ones. We got a Luka Dominance for 30. We got a nice LeBron Hyper Green, a Luka Silver. That's actually a bang on last comp. Last comp on this LeBron was 30. I have it listed for 45. I'd probably let it go for 35. But Silver LeBrons and a PSA 9 slab. Never going to lose money on that card holding it long term. That's the sort of thing too. Here's a perfect example too. This Steph Curry sells for like $18 on the green laser and a PSA 9. If it's a 10, they go for much higher. But if they don't sell at this price, then I have a LeBron and Steph for a long time and a PSA 9, and they're iconic players, iconic cards. I'm totally fine with that. Cam Brink, this is another one. Most of my 9s are a little over on comp. Maybe it's just I don't want to admit what they're actually go for when it's a 9. For 30, we'll see, Also at these shows, it's not the internet. Real regular people just wander on by and see a card they like, feels like a fair price. Maybe they negotiate down a little bit. But I do make sales on these cards that people, where on the internet, if I were to post these comps, would get destroyed. At a table, people are a little bit more accountable. They can't cap locks and give it to you. Fox for 25, I like him. And then a couple more Senguns. I sent in so many Senguns in my first order, and just about every one of them 9'd over instead of 10. I just wasn't good at looking at top to bottom centering back then. Still not good at it. But that was the big issues for my 9s back then. We got a Wemby slab. I think this is my only Wemby slab I have left for 40 on the silver. We got a Buzelis. This one is numbered to 99. We got a Maxi. I think this last sold for 225. I had it at 250. Never been a better time to have Maxi in this area. I assume this card is finally getting sold this week. His market tanked when the 76ers tanked last year, but it is way back up now. Purple Flash, Amen Thompson, last sold on this on a PSA 9 was 55. I have mine for 75. I'd be willing to come down a little, but I like the card and I like the player. Ant-Man, PSA 9, never been a bad Ant-Man in my life, and that card is boss as hell. This was a tough one. Weird card I sent in. It's the second year of Victor Wembanyama, dressed to impress, PSA 9, numbered to 99. As you saw, the raw went for 20. Sometimes when you can't find a comp on a 9, you go to like just over raw or like the raw-ish price, or you can multiply it a little bit. I don't know. There's no real logic to the price on this card, but I think it's a cool, different, and interesting card. It is a numbered Wemby, so it's not nothing. He is tearing the world apart right now, so like that one a lot. And then lastly here we have an Ausar Thompson Gold Pyro for Gold Row, PSA 9. The 10 just sold for $330, $80 less for a 9. Fair, not fair. What would you charge for a card like this? This is one of those tougher ones. What do you do with it? Let me know. But I love that card. And then last two, and then we'll get to Rockefeller Row. Steph Curry Presentations, PSA 9. These ping pong between 1 and 130, so I put mine for 120. All the comps were in that area, and they were all recent sales. And Apollo Banchero, Pink Hollow to 50, PSA 9 for 175. Can't really find the exact comp on this one. There's only 50 of them. Let me know. Too high? Definitely not too low. I mean, I wouldn't go higher with it, but I think it's a pretty fair price for a sick Paulo rookie. That is the end of the regular cards. Let me know, really, like, your opinions matter so much in terms of helping me, especially I've tapped into you guys so much for the grading aspect. If you have show experience, any tips or tricks you think I should know. But let me get to Rockefeller Row. It's just like 7 or 8 cards, some of the bigger stuff that could really make my day. Starting with that Anthony Edwards we just hit in that box battle with F&F Collects. Sickest card in the world for $250. We have a numbered Wemby going for $35. I am also bringing some of my Wemby rookies with me, some of the base Prism and stuff like that. Have them off to the side for people who ask. We have a Kaishan George Snakeskin Auto to $15 for $400. Now, if you're not following the Wizards, he's exploding right now. Him and Sar look like they're the guys they're going to be leaning on. He's had some monster games this year. The Snakeskin rookie with no auto in regular Prism hobby went for $200 recently. This exact card before the season started went for $90 twice. So his market's had a huge jump already in the beginning of the season. So it's a really good time to get out there and move this card. The out of 25 just sold for $150. I could not find a direct comp since the season started on this card, but I'm going to start it at 4 and see where it goes. We've got our one and only Kaboom. This is the bang-on comp for Dr. J. I probably won't go a hair under this because if I end up keeping my first Kaboom, I end up keeping it. God, it's going to be hard to let go. I look at it more than I want to admit. So sick. We've got the Luka Denny dual auto rookie Denny to 25. We hit in that box battle I already talked about. Bob the card collector for 2,000 subscribers. When I did the box battle, this card was worth $800. Denny's taken a huge leap. Denny was actually kind of hurting this card in the market, I think. It had been Ant or Halliburton from that year, it could have gone for a lot more. But now Denny looks like a stud. It really seems like the Trailblazers have figured that guy out. Cool card for international collectors. Listing at $1,200. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think. This card sold exactly for this price, $350 on the Net Marvels Diamond Red LeBron James out of 75. The numbered slabbed LeBron James market is real. If you have some sick LeBron James that are numbered, they look clean. I just didn't realize he sells even better than Curry. And then last 3, we've got Anthony Edwards Green. That card is perfection, just absolute perfection for $300. This card sold for $250 and $300 before the season started. Sar's on fire. Can't find a direct comp since the season started. Gold, premium Prism Gold out of this year's hoops, or last year's hoops now. $500? Too much? Let me know. And this last one, don't at me. I have my reasons. There is officially a somewhat similar comp on this one, but up until recently there wasn't been any. Steph Curry Gold Fast Break National Pride. I hit this the week of the Olympics last year when he won it for everybody. It's like the most special hit of my life. Came back at 10. There is a gold Fast Break Curry from a different year, not the National Pride, that sold for $675 now. $1,500 is probably high. I would be willing to go down on it if someone really wanted it. Maybe as low as $1,000. I think that's my lowest number. I'd really probably settle more at $1,250. If you do see this video and you're at the show, you now know what my low is, which is fine. Just reference the video and I'll walk away from it. It is the 10 out of 10, and it's probably my favorite card I own. So if I don't sell it, it's mine forever, and you're never going to lose money holding a Steph Curry. He's a blue chip stock at this point. I love that card. I hope this was cool for everyone. If you stuck through all 40-ish minutes of this, you're an absolute trooper. Slam that like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Your feedback is so important to me. I've been the Crack Pack Daddy. You've all been wonderful. Good luck and ball night.
Crack Pack Daddy, the retail ripper, kaboom! It's time to deliver, ripping in packs full of color blast. We crack 'em, rack 'em, stack 'em. Crack Pack Daddy, the retail ripper, kaboom! It's time to deliver, boss country fuego, we're heating up the fingers, we crack 'em.